to come see what I've been working on.
Yeah? Wait a second, is your daddy back?
No, not yet. But he called from somewhere. But, come on.
Oh.
Hey, that's the model you got me for Christmas.
Huh. Coming along. Hi, Dylan.
Hey.
That's the best present. Right there. Your present. Dylan, I keep telling you, those two pieces don't go together. That one's part of the tail section.
Yes, Captain. Whatever you say.
Hey, Maggie, want some hot cocoa with us?
I'd love some.
Okay. I'll go put some extra marshmallows.
Thank you. Well, you're helping out, huh?
Yeah. Al enjoys the company and, well, it keeps my mind off things.
Things like Marty?
Marty and I are divorced. What made you say Marty?
No, just the look in your eyes.
Nope, I am absolutely great. Really. And wherever Marty is and whatever Marty's doing, I hope she's very happy.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name and address.
Margaret Saybrook, 8 Mill Road.
You may be seated. Mr. Freeman, you may begin.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hey, I didn't know that Marty was testifying.
Well, Margaret didn't know either until she was subpoenaed. She's not too happy about it.
Well, what is Todd, an idiot? He thinks the woman he raped is going to help him get custody of his child.
Will the gentleman in the aisle please turn and face this court? What is your name, sir?
Kevin Buchanan, Your Honor.
Mr. Buchanan, you will sit down and be silent or leave. And I only warn people once.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Freeman.
Let's not mince words, shall we? After all, it's a matter of public record. Miss Saybrook, my client, Todd Manning, raped you, did he not?
Yes, he did.
What do you mean you may know something about where Antonio Vega's hiding?
One of our street guys may have spotted it. Billy, Commissioner wants to see you. He's been real good to us for the last couple of years. He in exchange for a little street money once in a while, but he wants to talk to you now.
Is this guy reliable? I could smell the booze on before he rounded the corner.
Reliable up till now.
Hey, Commissioner Buchanan.
Yeah, that's me. So, what do you got? What can you tell us about Antonio Vega?
Come on, Antonio. Look, we have to find someplace else to wait until it gets dark. And then you can get out of Lambview. But right now, this place is just getting a little too popular, okay? You know what I'm saying? So come on, let's go. Come on.
He's right. Don't stay here, mijo. It isn't safe.
I mean, I want to make sure you're going to be all right when I'm gone. That you won't give up on your dreams.
Ay, Antonio. If you stay, you go to jail for something you didn't do. If you go, you're gone. So what dreams do I have left to give up, huh?
I figured you'd be waiting outside the police station to give me a hard time for providing evidence against Antonio.
Hey, if you saw him on the gangplank, you saw him on the gangplank.
I saw him.
Hello.
Oh, man, I haven't seen you since almost a whole day.
Well, looks like our trip to St. Martin really worked out.
Oh, yeah.
It had its ups and downs.
Ooh. Ooh.
Dad, you're home.
Hey, don't spill that.
Oh, I got it. Looks like somebody missed it.
Are you kidding? He was too busy slamming and banging and hanging with Mickey and Dumbo to be missing me down at Disney World, right?
No way.
Oh.
Frankie and Leslie had their picture taken with Minnie, though. Oh, Uncle Charlemagne and Aunt Maud wanted me to have mine taken too. I said, no way.
No way.
I'm too old for that.
You were holding out for Goofy, right? Yeah.
Where are the twins?
Upstairs, you want to say?
Yeah.
Come on.
Maybe they remember us.
Maybe.
Hey there.
Hey, how are you?
That's fine. Oh, is that the model that Maggie gave little Al for Christmas?
Yes, it is. I'm in charge of inventory control, as they call it. So what have you been doing, working?
Not exactly.
Oh, what's going on? Any word on Antonio?
No, and the evidence against him is piling up.
Mommy, listen, maybe you should go back to the diner. I mean, you're just making it harder for Antonio to leave. Well, she is.
I didn't come here to make it harder for him.
We know you didn't, Mommy. I'm glad you came.
I had to see you. Just wish you good luck. You'll always be in my prayers, Antonio, and in my heart.
I know you've always had your dreams. I grew up listening to them, remember? And dreaming them, too. How ironic that we're here now, saying goodbye. But you've still got Chris. Okay? Promise me that we both will make our dreams stay alive for him.
Tenga fuerza y vaya con Dios.
Bendición, Mami.
Que Dios te bendiga.
Well, I think anyone here in this room would understand the terrible rage you must have felt toward Mr. Manning. After all, an attack of this kind, a rape, whether or not you were drunk, whether or not he was drunk.
No, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Of course. In your eyes, he must have been a complete monster. And yet, a little more than a year later, he saved your life, did he not?
Yes.
And the lives of the two children who were riding in the car with you?
Yes.
And if the pardon issued by the governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is any guide, Mr. Manning knew that if he stayed with you to save your life, he'd be recaptured and sent back to prison, and yet he stayed anyway, did he not?
Yes.
Did you at that time, perhaps, see him in a different light? A different man, so to speak, than the one who had raped you?
What Mr. Manning did took courage. And as I told him then, I was very grateful.
But you didn't forgive him for the rape.
I have tried to forgive him for that.
And yet there came a time when Mr. Manning was unjustly accused of rape, in fact, risked his life to capture the real rapist, was badly wounded, and needed blood for an emergency transfusion. Isn't that true?
Yes.
You and he share the same rather unusual blood type, do you not?
Yes.
And did you give him your blood?
Yes.
So you saved the life of your rapist?
Yes.
Why?
I gave Mr. Manning blood because he was a human being in need of blood.
So at that time you thought of him as a human being and not as a rapist?
Your Honor, there has to be a limit to this.
I'll withdraw the question, Your Honor. Miss Saybrook, what I'm trying to get to is this. When you gave him your blood to save his life, just as he had given up his freedom to save yours, didn't you feel that Mr. Manning had done something to earn your respect? That he'd changed, and now he merited the saving of his life?
I never said that Mr. Manning hadn't done things to try and change. He tried.
To turn his life around?
I suppose you could say that.
Would you tell us who Paloma Alvarez was?
She was a 9-year-old little girl born infected with the HIV virus. I came to know her while working at the hospital.
In fact, you were quite moved by her plight, were you not? You cared for her, you spent time with her, you bought her gifts, showed her love.
She had no one. Her mother had already died. Her aunt took over, but she had to work all the time, so... Yes, I loved Paloma.
And in her final weeks, you read her a book about Ireland, did you not? And in that book, there appeared a magical horse figure known as a puka.
Yes.
And Paloma wanted one, didn't she?
Yes.
Would you tell us how you got that puka for her?
I had to go to Ireland on some estate business, so I bought it for her.
Oh, you just flew over there and then you flew back and you gave it to her?
No. While I was still in Ireland, Mr. Manning called me to inform me that Paloma was dying and that she probably wouldn't make it through the night. I wouldn't have been able to get home in time on commercial flight, so Mr. Manning flew over on his private jet, took a helicopter to the island where I was, and I took his jet back home.
My goodness. He did all of that for a little girl who was not his own daughter. And then to get so involved with you, Miss Saybrook, a woman who he knew would never forgive him for what he had done to her. That's rather extraordinary, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I suppose you could say that.
In fact, Todd is very good with children, isn't he?
I guess so.
And indeed, this action he took, flying to Ireland to help you, came at a very significant time in his life, did it not?
Yes. He flew to Ireland the day after his wedding.
Gave up his honeymoon to help you. And while in Ireland, there came a time when you asked for another favor, didn't there?
Yes.
And he did that favor for you, didn't he?
Yes.
And in fact, because he did it, he was shot in the back several times, his body put in a car, and pushed off a cliff. He was lucky to recover it all, and when he did, he had lost a year of his life. So let me see if I have all this straight. He saved your life. You gave him blood to save his. He gave up his honeymoon to fly to Ireland to help you help a dying child, and then nearly dies himself doing one last favor for you. Wouldn't you say that shows a man who has changed, one who is quite different from the man who attacked you?
I guess he's changed.
Thank you. Oh, one last thing. The little girl, Paloma. Did you get back in time with her magical horse from Ireland?
Yes, I did. She died holding on to it.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Richardson, would you like to inquire about anything you deem relevant?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Miss Saybrook, are you friends with Todd Manning?
No.
So you're not testifying here today out of friendship?
No. I was subpoenaed.
I see. So all these kind words come out of guilt, perhaps? After all, the man was shot and presumed dead because he was doing a favor for you, which entailed helping save the life of the man you now love. Isn't that correct?
Your Honor, that's at least 3 questions, not to mention a couple of statements.
We all know what she's asking, Mr. Freeman. Are you testifying out of a sense of guilt, Miss Saybrook?
No, Your Honor, I was subpoenaed.
But you're certainly not a friend of Blair Manning's, are you?
No.
In fact, you don't like Blair very much, do you?
I guess you could say that's more or less true.
But after this favor was done, in which Todd Manning disappeared, presumably shot to death, you had occasion to see Blair, didn't you?
Yes.
Was she upset about her husband's death?
Yes, very much.
She grieved?
Yes.
But eventually, she moved on with her life and began dating. In fact, it happens, she began dating the man for whom her husband was presumably killed. Nothing wrong with that, though, right?
No, of course not.
I mean, after all, you weren't still dating him then, were you?
No?
You were married then, weren't you, to someone else?
Yes.
You're divorced now?
Yes.
How long were you married?
7 months.
You promised to love, honor, and cherish for 7 months?
Your Honor, that's...
I don't think that question is relevant. Let's move on.
Of course, Your Honor, just trying to establish how much her word means. So let's see. Now you're back with the man who is the father of the baby Blair Manning is carrying. Is that right?
If you're trying to ask me if I love Patrick Thornhart, the answer is yes.
Thank you. So then, you must be very upset that the man you love is having a baby with someone else, a woman you've admitted you don't even like.
Look, I am just trying to accept the way things have turned out. I'm not assigning blame to anyone.
You're not? And yet you come here today to testify for your rapist against Blair?
I just told you I was subpoenaed.
You'd rather see an innocent little girl handed over to a convicted rapist than allow her to stay with a woman who's having a baby with your boyfriend. Isn't that true?
All right, that's enough. You leave her alone, woman. You leave her alone.
$50, that ought to keep you on refreshments, at least for the next month, huh?
No way, Commissioner. I am going to invest this. The way the stock market is going, I will make my fortune. I'm going to get a portfolio.
Where's Antonio Vega?
Commissioner, relax.
Sir, we have no time to relax, Billy. We have a fugitive on the run. We got to find him.
Mr. Vega is in an abandoned school down over on Division Street.
How do you know this?
Because I saw him duck into an alley while I was drinking there with my buddy Robert, and so I went to check it out, and sure enough, there he was, going through a hole in the fence into the school, which, by the way, looks like a very nice place to hang.
Seems plausible to me.
Get us some backup, all right? Let's do it. Sergeant, radio at Black and White. Have him meet us at the abandoned school on Division Street. We'll be there in 10 minutes.
You will sit down and be silent.
No lawyer has a right to treat anyone in that way. She's done nothing wrong.
Sir, if you say one more word, I will cite you for contempt. Now sit down. Ms. Richardson, if you have a question to ask this witness, then do so. But you will then give her time to respond. Understood? You're not here to impress a jury, and that kind of tactic certainly doesn't impress me.
Yes, Your Honor. I have no further questions.
Very well. Oh, just one moment, please. Miss Saybrook, since you know both parents of the child, Star Manning, which of them would you say would do best with the child?
Your Honor, I was orphaned at a very young age. So I would say that a child should not be deprived of the love of either parent.
True, but that wasn't my question.
I really don't know. Neither parent is perfect.
Oh, well, Ms. Saybrook, when you find the perfect parent, you send him or her to me, will you?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may step down. Mr. Freeman, your next witness.
We'd like to call Asa Buchanan, please.
Call Asa Buchanan.
So, what kind of evidence is piling up that you were talking about?
I can't really get into it.
Well, it's top secret, huh?
I'm going to have to let Bo and Hank release the details on that. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's just that I heard you talking about the tuxedo that he'd given to Goodwill and stuff, so.
Yeah, actually, I'm looking for the tuxedo and a bunch of other shirts, especially this fancy dress shirt that he was wearing the night that Hester was killed.
Find any of them?
Oh, well, found the tux, but not the shirt.
Would that be the one with the blood stains on it?
How did you know about that?
Hey, word travels fast in Angel Square.
Right.
So, shirt that we're talking about here, that's the one he gave away, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, since we stopped doing the clothing drives at Angel Square,
Yeah?
at the community center, a lot of the people there have been giving their clothes to Goodwill. So I say that me and you go over there, check it out, ask around.
Hey,
How
yeah.
about-
Sure, it beats sitting around here just feeling miserable.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, well, where's your cane?
My cane is downstairs in the basement, which I'm turning it back in to the hospital as soon as I go back for my checkup.
It's great.
Yeah, miracles do happen. Remember that. Let's go.
Got everything?
Yep.
Hey, where's my cocoa? It's there.
Right there. Actually, Al's in the other room with his. He's watching his after-school special, taking notes. He's doing a report. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
Where are you guys going?
Out.
Ooh. Out. Out. She's so cryptic. I keep forgetting. She's all grown up now, and we...
Aren't.
No, actually, I was thinking more in terms of we are alone.
Yeah.
Finally.
I still say that you should find someplace else to go. Antonio, think about it, man. Like, if Mommy could find this place on her own. Look, the truck doesn't get here for another couple of hours. I mean, a lot could happen in that time. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Just relax, okay? It's just a couple of hours. I'm gonna miss you. Same here. Did you hear that? What was that? No, man, what? Look, Chris, it's an old building, all right? It's bound to have... No. I swear to you, I heard something. I know I swear to you.
McDonald and Cooney in position?
They're around back. Both entrances are covered. We are set.
All right, let's do it. Still smell these candles. But they're warm.
They were here. Someone.
All right, we lost any element of surprise, but they may still be in the building. Come on, let's go.
And Mr. Buchanan, are you familiar with the defendant, Blair Manning?
Yes. I married her and then divorced her. She is pure evil and crazy to boot.
Objection. Sustained. Mr. Buchanan, just answer the question simply, please.
I did. That's about as simple as it gets, Your Honor. That woman is crazy. She tried to kill me.
No, sir. The question was, are you familiar with Mrs. Manning?
She comes from a long line of loonies.
Your Honor, now I must object. You are out of order, madam. Please be seated. Mr. Buchanan, unless you are a qualified psychiatrist, I strongly suggest that you stop offering your opinions as to anyone's mental health. Understood?
So then, in fact, was Blair pregnant with your child?
No. She was lying as usual. She faked the pregnancy. Can you believe it? She wanted to hang on to me as a husband so I'd keep giving her money. That witch was a gold digger the minute she set foot in this town. Plus, she knew better than to ever divorce me because she knew I wouldn't be there to pay the bills for that crazy sorry, Your Honor. That psychotic mother of hers still living in some insane asylum.
So when you had this heart attack, you were already on medication, were you not?
Yes.
And where were your pills? Upstairs in a medicine cabinet?
No, they were in the same room on the floor. I could almost reach over and touch the bottle. But you see, I couldn't move. I was on the floor, writhing in pain. Your Honor, when you get the big one, you're going to know what I'm talking about.
But didn't you say Blair was in the room with you?
Oh, yeah, she was there, all right. She's standing there watching, enjoying every damn minute of it.
Objection.
She was smiling, honey. You don't need a psychiatrist to know what a sinister smile means.
Mr. Buchanan, did Blair give you your medication?
No, she did not. So I told you before, she stood there, waiting for me to die. She knew she was still in my will. But I fooled her. I got lucky. She didn't. Because I'm a lot tougher than she thought I was.
Thank you, Mr. Buchanan. No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Buchanan, how many wives have you had?
What has that got to do with the price of gold?
Please answer the question, Mr. Buchanan.
8.
Excuse me?
Are you deaf? 8.
And how many times have you been married?
9. I married one twice. Maybe someday, lady. Maybe someday. This jerk may get it right.
Well, I certainly hope so, for the sake of your 9th wife. Or will this be your 10th? Oh, well. No further questions, Your Honor.
You may step down, sir. Mr. Freeman, the next witness.
Yes, Your Honor. I now call Todd Manning.
Let me guess.
What?
While you're laying there stewing,
Not stewing.
it's because we ran into your old man, isn't it?
He's full of surprises lately.
Yeah, he sure is. That whole humility acting for the two of us, that was pretty damn amazing. Question is, why? What's going on?
You know what? Let's not talk about Daddy tonight, okay?
Why? What he might think about you and me?
No, of course not.
Are you upset about you and me?
No.
Good. 'Cause I got a reputation to protect.
You're kidding. Can't imagine where you got that. So, did you talk to Al?
About?
About us.
Oh, us. Us. Of course not. Oh, I don't need to talk to him. He's as crazy about you as I am. In a very different way, I hope.
Well, you know, there's crazy as a friend, and then he might think differently if I become someone more significant.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Well, whenever life gets tough and I get real stressed out, I always think of what Scarlett O'Hara said. I'll worry about that tomorrow.
Scarlett did it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Put your damn food down.
At this time, did you know your wife was pregnant?
Yes.
Did you know it would be a little girl?
Yeah, Blair had a sonogram, and the doctor had told us that we were going to have a little girl.
Were you happy to have a little girl? Many fathers hope for sons.
No, I was glad. I was happy. I still am. Star is a sweetheart.
I'm sure she is. But let's go back to the trip to Ireland. Would it be safe to say that you flew all that way because Paloma Alvarez was a little girl, and you knew you were about to become the father of one?
Sure.
So you were already thinking as a loving parent?
Objection.
Is that a question, Mr. Freeman?
I'll withdraw the remark. Mr. Manning, would you explain to the court what your baby daughter means to you?
Well, I could try.
Please.
Well, she's my life now, and she means everything. Perfect. I mean, well, it's given me a chance to finally do something right. I mean, to raise somebody with all that love and, well, you know, understanding and guidance. I mean, I was raised by a sadist. My adoptive father, Peter Manning, and my biological father, oh, he was a sick, twisted man named Victor Lord. And Star is, well, Star is Star, just like her name. She's a sign of hope. And
I want to be for her what my adoptive mother was for me before my adoptive father chased her away. And that's someone who always loved and was there and cared and always tried to teach that the world is a good place. See, I've made a lot of mistakes. And I could blame them on my father, but they're my mistakes, and I made them, and I've hurt a lot of people. Marty Saybrook most of all. And, well, I don't want to do that kind of thing anymore. I want to build a world filled with love and live in it with my little girl.
I think that's very commendable, Todd. Very commendable indeed. Just one more question. Do you think, if you were given custody of Star, that you could be a good father?
Yes, I know it.
Thank you. And if Mrs. Manning were given custody of Star, how would you feel?
I would be scared for Star's safety.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Manning, you're lucky to be alive, aren't you?
You bet I am.
You were presumed dead, weren't you?
That's what I hear.
Do you know of anyone in Landview who didn't think of you as dead?
No, nobody.
So Blair thought you were dead, too?
I guess so.
Well, did she or didn't she? You just said you didn't know of anyone in
Relax.
Landview.
Yes, Blair must have thought I was dead, too.
Thank you. So it's hardly surprising that she decided she had to get on with her life after a suitable period of mourning, is it?
Well, she was sleeping around after a few months, if that's what you mean.
Oh? Blair was sleeping around after a few months? Are you aware of anyone other than Patrick Thornhart with whom your wife had a sexual relationship?
Well, I was dead, remember? How would I know?
I asked if you are aware of any, sir.
It's a yes or no answer, Mr. Manning.
Fine. In that case, no.
When were you shot, Mr. Manning?
November of 1995.
And when was the baby your wife is now carrying conceived?
Well, I'm not the one who would know the answer to that, am I?
Very well, I'll tell you. The baby was conceived in August.
Whatever.
Wouldn't you say that August of 96 was more than a few months after November of 95?
I would say it was not exactly a suitable amount of time for mourning. How's that?
Did Blair know you were alive before you returned to Landview?
No.
You never called her, let her know you were alive, that you'd be home, that you didn't have to keep living a life of mourning?
No, I wanted to surprise her.
But when you got back to Landview, you went straight home, didn't you?
Yes. And I saw my wife having sex on the floor with Patrick Thornhart.
And what did you do then?
I left.
Then what?
I don't know what you mean.
Isn't it true that the next thing you did was kidnap your daughter?
So, you feel a little better now?
Yeah, actually, it was kind of awe-inspiring watching you mobilize every kid that ever dribbled a basketball in the community center. Now it's like we've got this army of children out there marching around.
Yeah. Looking for Antonio's dress shirt, wherever may be in East Landview. And you know they're going to tell their mothers about it, too. And if someone does have that shirt around there, we're going to find it. Soon. Right?
Okay. Thanks.
Hey.
Boy, sure got dark early today, didn't it, huh?
It did.
Yeah. Boy, I hate these short days.
Yeah, those short days really get to you.
Yeah. I gotta go.
Actually, don't leave. We were just getting ready to go in there and make dinner. Why don't you stay with us?
No. Well, I appreciate it. No, thank you. I'm gonna go. Where were you?
Oh, we went to Angel Square. Dylan helped get some people out there to help find some evidence to clear Antonio.
Any luck?
Well, luck, no, but we hope for success.
Good. I'll see you later.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Okay. See ya.
See ya.
Hey. Wait, just because you're not staying for dinner, does that mean you're not... Does that mean that you're not spending the night?
Don't you think you should talk to Al first?
No. Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Oh, come on. Don't look at me like that. There'll be lots of nights.
Yeah, and they better all be like our time in St. Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that hotel was great. Little luxury, little jacuzzi, little sun, all alone and no one to bother us.
Oh, yeah. Good night.
It's gonna be one painful night.
Antonio, my brother, please, just relax, all right? Back at the school, when you were supposed to be nervous, you were cool. Now you're acting worse than I ever did. Just relax, man, all right? Look, we're safe here.
That's not what I'm thinking about.
Oh, then what's up?
Hey. Yo, the truck will be here any minute. Thank you. And thank you for showing up when you didn't, getting us out through the basement. Don't thank me, man. This is the lady who called with the warning.
Really?
You didn't have to do this.
I told Eddie not to say anything, but I decided that I wanted you to know. And I wanted to say goodbye. So this is it, huh?
Thank you.
Did you hear the question, Mr.
Yes,
Manning?
I heard the question, and no, I did not kidnap Star.
You didn't contrive to send your wife to the Wild Swan Inn to meet Patrick Thornhart, whom you just happened to have drugged, and then use the time to kidnap Blair's little girl?
This is all very complicated, and well, she's my little girl, too, remember?
Please answer the question.
Fine, no.
You didn't then subsequently change your mind and return the baby to St. James Church just as Blair was on television making a countywide plea?
It's even more complicated, and the answer to that is also no.
Mr. Manning, you've admitted being a rapist. Of course, you'd like this court to believe you're a changed man now. But isn't it time you admitted you're also a kidnapper?
Why would I want to admit something that isn't true?
Because it is.
Objection.
Sustained. Your next question, Ms. Richardson.
Would you send your child to live with a kidnapper and a rapist, Mr. Manning?
Objection.
Sustained. We are here to deal with the child's welfare, Ms. Richardson, not to score points. Next question.
Have you ever committed arson, Mr. Manning?
Objection.
Withdrawn. No further questions. But I reserve the right to recall this witness at any time.
So noted. You may step down.
Your Honor, we have turned over to the court Mrs. Manning's medical records, which had to be obtained by subpoena, by the way. And as you will find, they amply demonstrate her mental instability.
Not from what we read, Your Honor.
I'll go over them this evening and decide. Your point, Mr. Freeman?
I was just leading up to the calling of our final witness. Please call Ms. Agatha Kramer.
Ms. Agatha Kramer?
Hi, Todd. See, I did come, didn't I? I wanted to come so we can help Blair, right?
Don't you dare! Don't you dare hurt